Hi everyone, welcome to Parallel Lines Cut by a Transversal. Let's look at the diagram. We have two parallel lines. Remember, parallel lines do not intersect, and they are cut by a line which we call a transversal. Many different types of angles are formed. In order to see which angles are congruent to one another, we develop an A-B pattern. So watch what I am going to do. We're going to label this A, B, B, A, B, B, A. So A is going to be equal to A, B is going to be equal to B, and A plus B is going to be equal to 180 degrees. That is going to be a very helpful pattern for us. Next, we have our corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are angles in the same position. These corresponding angles are congruent. So for example, look at the diagram. This angle is congruent to this angle. So for example, if I only look at the top of the diagram, the top right-hand corner would be equal to the top right-hand corner of the bottom diagram. So they are in the exact same position. Next, if I label with the A's and the B's, so A, B, B, A, B, B, A, notice that they are both B's, and therefore B is equal to B. Also, this A is corresponding to this A. They're in the exact same position. They're in the top left. This A on the bottom is congruent to this A on the bottom. They're in the bottom right position. Finally, this B on the bottom left is congruent to the bottom left. And again, remember, B is equal to B and A is equal to A. Corresponding angles are congruent and they're in the exact same position. Next, we have alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are angles on the opposite side of the transversal and inside the parallel lines. So again, remember that these are the parallel lines. And what I like to do is label that this is outside the parallel lines, this is outside the parallel lines, and this is inside. Also, it says opposite side. So that means here's my transversal. It has to be on opposite sides, here and here. And they are congruent to each other. So if I did label with my AB pattern, notice that they are both B's, and therefore B is equal to B. So again, alternate interior angles are angles on the opposite side of the transversal, opposite sides, and they're inside the parallel lines, and they are congruent. Don't forget your AB pattern. Next, we have alternate exterior angles. These are angles on the opposite side of the transversal, outside the parallel lines. So again, let's label. We have outside, inside, outside. And they have to be on opposite sides of the transversal. Remember, this is your transversal, so they're on opposite sides. And they are congruent. So let's label with our A's and our B's. A, B, B, A, B, B, A. Notice they are both B's, and remember, B is equal to B. Another pair of alternate exterior angles would be this A and this A. They're both outside the parallel lines and on opposite side of the transversal. Lastly, we have our same side interior angles. Same side interior angles are angles that are inside the parallel lines and on the same side of the transversal. So again, let's label. This is outside, inside, outside. We have to be on the same side of the transversal, which we are, and they're inside the parallel lines. Remember, these are our parallel lines. So let's label with our AB pattern. A, B, B, A, B, B, A. Notice angle 1 and angle 2 are an A and a B. And remember, A plus B is equal to 180 degrees. So same side interior angles are actually supplementary angles. They add up to 180 degrees.